Hello, today I will be discussing the Thevenin equivalent circuit. But first we need to understand what the Thevenin equivalent circuit is and why we use it. When you try to find the current going through the R5 resistor using Ohm's law, you waste too much time. But by using the Thevenin equivalent circuit, you can find the current much more easily. So what is the Thevenin equivalent circuit? Well, it is a method that simplifies a complex circuit. This allows us to analyze the circuit without analyzing the entire complex circuit after each change. The Thevenin equivalent circuit is found by following a four-step procedure. The first step is to identify the portion of the network for which the Thevenin equivalent circuit is determined and remove the portion that is not included, which in this case is the load. Then we label the two terminals as A and B. The second step is to find R Thevenin. To find R Thevenin, we must first short-circuit all voltage sources and open-circuit all current sources. Then we find the resistance of the circuit by measuring the resistance across the two marked terminals. The third step is to find the E Thevenin. To find the E Thevenin, we first reset the circuit to its original state and then determine the voltage across the two terminals. The final step is to combine the removed portion, the R Thevenin and E Thevenin, into a series circuit. With this last step, you have simplified your complex circuit into a Thevenin equivalent circuit. Now, to fully understand this concept, we will do an example together. In this example, we need to determine the Thevenin equivalent of the circuit. So as we said, our first step is to identify the portion of the network for which the Thevenin equivalent circuit is determined, remove the load, and label the terminals. To determine the R Thevenin, we short-circuit the voltage source. Then we try to find the total resistance in the circuit. To do this, we simplify the circuit into a simple series circuit and get the R Thevenin value of 75 ohms. To determine the E Thevenin, we reset back to the original circuit and calculate the voltage across the open-circuited terminals. In this example, the terminal voltage will be the same as the voltage across R4. So by simplifying the circuit and using the voltage divider rule, we get the E Thevenin value of 6 volts. Then we combine the R Thevenin, E Thevenin, and the load. Hence, we found the Thevenin equivalent circuit of the original circuit. This concludes my lesson on the Thevenin equivalent circuit. Thank you.
Created using Powtoon.